The Yautja's sleek, battle-scarred vessel exits hyperspace, entering orbit around Carthos. From above, the planet appears desolate, its surface covered in deep craters and jagged cliffs. The hunter reviews its mission objectives: reconnaissance of a rumored apex predator species, a hunt for honor, and survival against unknown odds. Carthos had once been a bustling mining colony, but transmissions from the surface ceased years ago. The Yautja's biomask overlays archived human distress signals, filled with screams and cryptic warnings about silent death. This piques the hunter's interest, solidifying its resolve to descend. The Yautja cloaks its ship as it lands in the shadow of a massive canyon. Before disembarking, it meticulously arms itself with an arsenal: plasma caster, wrist blades, combi stick, and net gun, each chosen for adaptability in the hunt. The Yautja moves cautiously through the ruins of what was once a human mining outpost. Structures are collapsed, machinery rusted and broken, and the air carries an unnatural stillness. Not even the hum of insects or the calls of birds break the silence. The hunter scans the area, finding human skeletons scattered across the site. It notices the unusual damage on the bones, long, deep gashes indicative of precise, brutal kills. Nearby, the Yautja finds claw marks etched into the metal walls of a mining station. The biomask detects faint seismic activity from deep within the earth. The Death Angels are near. Deeper into the canyon, the Yautja detects faint vibrations in the air, too subtle for ordinary senses, but enough to alert the hunter. It activates its cloaking device and takes a high vantage point on a rocky outcrop. Below, a Death Angel emerges from the shadows. Its towering form glistens with a dark exoskeleton, jagged and reinforced like natural armor. The creature's eyeless head tilts unnaturally, its long, spindly limbs moving with terrifying precision. The Yautja observes its prey carefully, cataloging its movement patterns and behavior. Suddenly, the creature stops, its head snapping toward the Yautja's position. Despite being cloaked, the hunter realizes the Death Angel has detected its presence through vibrations in the air. The predator leaps to another vantage point, but the Death Angel moves with lightning speed, slamming into the ledge and forcing the Yautja into open combat. The Yautja fires its plasma caster, striking the Death Angel's chest. The creature is thrown back but quickly recovers, its armor deflecting most of the damage. The hunter switches to its combi stick, engaging the creature in close combat. The Death Angel attacks with its razor-sharp claws, narrowly missing the Yautja but tearing through the rock around them. The hunter counters with a flurry of strikes, managing to slash one of the creature's legs. Black ichor sprays from the wound, but the Death Angel retaliates with a deafening screech. The sound disorients the Yautja, forcing it to retreat. The Death Angel pursues relentlessly, its claws slicing through terrain and forcing the hunter to rely on its agility and cloaking to evade further attacks. The Yautja retreats to a small cave, giving itself a moment to regroup and analyze. Using its biomask, it replays footage of the battle and notices a critical weakness. During its screeches, the Death Angel's ear plates retract, exposing a vulnerable patch of unarmored flesh. The hunter formulates a plan. It readies its net gun, wrist blades, and a series of explosive mines, setting a trap in the canyon ahead. The Yautja deliberately makes noise to lure the Death Angel into the trap. The creature charges into the canyon, its echolocation allowing it to navigate the terrain with deadly precision. As it approaches, the hunter fires its net gun. The reinforced net wraps around the creature, temporarily restraining it. The Death Angel thrashes violently, its claws ripping through the net, but the delay allows the Yautja to strike. The hunter leaps onto the creature's back, driving its wrist blades into its ear plates. The Death Angel screeches in agony, shaking violently to dislodge the attacker. The Yautja is thrown off, but it quickly recovers and uses its combi stick to pierce the exposed flesh near the creature's ears. The Death Angel collapses, its spasms slowing as it succumbs to its injuries. The dying Death Angel releases a series of piercing screeches that echo across the canyon. The Yautja's biomask detects multiple heat signatures converging rapidly on its location. A pack of Death Angels is approaching, realizing the danger. The Yautja decapitates its fallen foe, taking the head as a trophy. It also breaks off a shard of the Death Angel's exoskeleton, placing it in its satchel as a memento of the battle. The hunter activates its self-destruct mechanism but doesn't intend to die. It uses the countdown to trigger a massive explosion, buying time to escape. The Yautja sprints back to its ship as the pack closes in. Explosions erupt behind it, collapsing sections of the canyon and temporarily halting the Death Angel's advance. The hunter reaches its vessel, boarding just as the creatures appear on the horizon. From orbit, the Yautja observes the pack swarming the canyon below. It places the Death Angel's skull in its trophy chamber and records a detailed log about the hunt. Before leaving, the Yautja deploys a beacon onto the planet's surface. The device projects a holographic warning in the Yautja's language, advising others of the Death Angel's resilience and their formidable pack behavior. The Yautja's ship vanishes into hyperspace, leaving Carthos behind as a deadly, silent world. The canyon now bears the scars of the battle, a shattered trap, a trail of ichor, and the remnants of explosive destruction. The Death Angels, as they emerge from the shadows, their sleek, armored forms moving like phantoms in the pale light of the planet's distant sun. Dozens of them gather around the smoldering remains of their fallen kin. One particularly large Death Angel, its exoskeleton glistening with battle scars, moves to the forefront. It crouches near the decapitated corpse, sniffing the air and running its claws over the jagged edges of the wounds. The Death Angel tilts its head, emitting a series of low clicks and guttural vibrations that ripple through the pack. In response, the others spread out, scanning the terrain with their unique echolocation abilities. Their movements are methodical, as though they are searching for the predator responsible for the kill. Above the canyon, a strange silence takes hold, broken only by the occasional, bone-chilling screech of the pack. The Death Angel's sharp claws rake against the rocks, leaving deep grooves as they probe the area for any lingering threats. One of the smaller creatures investigates the remains of the destroyed equipment, batting aside debris with curious yet calculated precision. In the distance, another sound cuts through the silence, a low rumble from deep within the earth. The pack freezes momentarily, their heads tilting in unison toward the source. Something stirs far below, unseen yet powerful. As the Death Angels regroup, the large alpha lets out an ear-piercing screech that echoes across the canyon. The pack responds in kind, their cries blending into a haunting symphony that reverberates through the desolate landscape. The alpha rises, its claws flexing as it leads the pack into the darkness of the canyon's depths. Their retreat is both chilling and purposeful, as though they are not merely abandoning the hunt but preparing for something far greater. From orbit, the planet appears as a fractured and lifeless sphere, but the surface tells a different story, one of unseen dangers and relentless predators. In the blackness of space, the Yautja's ship disappears into the void, leaving behind a silent warning etched into the holographic beacon. The Death Angels vanish into the depths, their presence a lingering reminder that Carthos is no place for the unprepared.